I think we're just in... Right, we're going to continue doing the rapports. Fighting straight with Unify and Marag. It's funny, Marag. You're doing just fine now. But I can still remember a time you were the clumsiest bestial in all of Vestorius. As can I. My hands barely felt like my home back then. Even simple tasks like eating a meal or changing my clothes took far longer than they should ever have. It was always the utensils that gave you trouble, yeah. Good thing you had Ramona around to help you figure them out. Oh, and what about the chairs? You'd always try to sit in one that was way too small for you, then fall straight out of it a few minutes later. You weren't so normal yourself, you know. Most of your time as a child you must spend climbing trees and roaring at passerbys. I guess so, huh? It's almost like I was better at being a bestial than you were. If only you had been good at coming home in time, too. You worried Ramona half to death on more than one occasion. Must have been a real handful for her. I bet both of us were, actually. Me with my mischief, and you with your clumsiness. Gives me an idea, Yuffie. We should find a moment to thank Ramona for everything she's done for us, whenever we have the time to spare. Oh, I like the sound of that. Let's take her out for dinner, then. And maybe we get some presents, too. Yes, I'm sure she'll enjoy that very much. The Owl Mom. Oh. So then a horrible monster emerged from a blizzard, covered in thick fur from head to toe. The entire town trembled, ready to meet their fates, until they realized it was just a traveler wearing one too many coats. And that's the legend that they tell every kid in Bastorius to teach them to welcome strangers instead of fear them. That was wonderful, Yuffie. Far more comforting than the horror story I was expecting. Speaking of which, I love horror stories. Do you know any? Yeah, I think I do. There was once a young human maid, about your age, I'd say, who worked for an angel over in Albion. One day, while cleaning the manor, she opened the door only to find nothing but his wings lying on the ground. You mean without the man attached to them? Yes, naturally. I started to wonder if all angels could remove their wings like her master had. And can they? Of course not. And what she saw on the floor was actually just a wrinkled old blanket. Hey, that sounds like my story with the monster. Makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe all of our fears boil down to little more than simple misunderstandings. Perhaps we can hear the tale of Drakenhold next. Oh, that would be lovely, but... Scarlet? Who are you talking to? Sure, it was just, one of our rogues hanging out. Scarlet didn't take her normal pills, it's fine. It happens. What are you doing over here, Yennefer? Oh, you know, I was getting kind of hungry, so I'm having quite a quick snack before we head out. A Bastorius delicacy, I see. Well, it's not really from Bastorius, actually. I don't think I'd call it a delicacy either. Just a little something Ramona taught me how to make. You want to try? I love a bite as long as you're offering. It has quite the aroma, and the flavor's not bad either, though I can't say I love the way it scratches my throat as it goes down. What did you say this was made from exactly? Nothing too fancy, just some bugs I pulled out from the snow. They last for months if you boil them and dry them out, so they're a perfect snack when you're on the move. Did you say bugs? Yep, and there's plenty more if you want another handful. Uh-oh. Someone, come quick. I think Virginia's in shock. The Bethesda special. That's what they should call it. It's not from Bastorius. Bastorius. I can't tell the joke. This should be the place. Oh, and the ice is pretty thin around here, so make sure you follow my every step, Elaine. So I shall. Still, it's striking just how dangerous a land of Bastorius can be. A land Bastorius can be. That's a weird way to phrase that. Especially when something as commonplace as gathering materials can carry deadly implications. I struggle to think how we could ever manage without you, Yennefer. Why were you not here next to me? I wouldn't even be able to walk safely. That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Not in the slightest. Absent your guidance, our battles through the tundra would prove far more difficult. In fact, I would hazard to say you're the only reason we've survived as long as we have. Well, I'm just happy to help where I can. Now, this next part is where things get really tough. Grab my hand. You'll have to follow my footsteps exactly if you don't want to fall into any holes hidden under the snow. Very well. Whoa, your hand is freezing. Wow, yours is so warm. Guess I'll just have to hold on tight then. I'll thaw you out in no time. Thank you. To be honest, it's so cold out here, I was beginning to grow somewhat numb. And you didn't think to tell me? You could have gotten frostbite, Elaine. And then he died of frostbite. Who needs all, fingers and toes? That's nonsense. Ah. Oh, you're lately, huh? I'm not some wild beast if that's what you're worried about. Forgive me, Sir Bertrand. In this dark, all I could see was your massive frame and fur-clad ears. I thought you were an animal that could come and devour our rations. A natural assumption, if anything. I'd be concerned had the sight not put you on edge. Still, I worried what might have happened if I swung at you by mistake. If only we had a way to set you apart, even at a glance. By the way, what is that you're holding? Flowers for my son. The anniversary of his death is fast approaching. Oh, wow, that took a fucking sad turn real fast. I'm sorry. It's alright, I won't be there to lay them on his grave, given the progress of our march. Yet I thought to at least gather his favorite and carry them with me in remembrance. This may sound like an odd suggestion, Sir Bertrand, but have you considered affixing one of the flowers to your armor? To set me apart, as you mentioned before. That's actually not what I meant. In a sense, it might help you feel like your son is still here, traveling beside you all the while. No flowers live forever, of course, but it should at least last through his anniversary, at least. Then I'll do just that, thank you, Leia. And you, my son. As deeply as I yearn to see you again, I fear our reunion will have to wait. God, that took a really fucking sad turn out of nowhere. Like, haha, couldn't see you in the trees. Oh, you're dead, son. Okay. Hey Bertrand, you want to hear some new battle strategies I've been working on? You've been doing this whole war thing for years now, so I thought maybe you'd have some good insight. I'd be glad to. An elder like me could never turn down the opportunity to instruct his younger generations. Thanks. To start, I was thinking we could take advantage of how cold it gets here in Bastorius. Maybe if we just threw some water on the enemy, they'd freeze in place and wouldn't be able to move. And using your natural habitat as a weapon in itself is an excellent approach, yes. What's up, Chava? But I fear preventing the water from freezing before battle will prove far too difficult a task. Oh, you're right, and there's no point just carrying around buckets of ice. If you wish to freeze our enemies, it would be much more realistic to do so using a sorcerer's ice magic. Ah yes, that would be a much more realistic suggestion. Good point, no buckets weighing us down that way too. Now to my second idea. Let's say we're trying to figure out where an enemy base is. Well, why don't we just slip a scrap of our clothes into their pocket and follow the scent all the way back? Another fascinating tactic, isn't it? I got the idea from a book I was reading. Though that was actually dogs tracking the smell, smells, not Vestros. It may prove an effective method either way, though trying to use it against an enemy with noses as keen as ours would only risk our own safety in return. I hadn't thought of that. A wolf Vestro would be on us in no time. Well, the strategy stuff is impossible. Perhaps, but you mustn't discount yourself either. You have strong ideas you defeat. Bizarre. More than anything, I think it's truly amazing just how much thought you put into this. Clearly not enough if you didn't spot kind of some obvious flaws, but hey, he's encouraging at least, right? Good instructor, Chava. I'm sure you would. Thanks for trying. I knew I made the right choice coming to you. You mind if we do this again once I think of more ideas? Of course, I'll be here anytime you need me. Oh, flashback. Fuck. Oh. Hey, Nina. Hold a moment, please. I need a second to catch my breath. Oh, perhaps you wouldn't if you were actually helping instead of laughing at me. Who knew it was this difficult to properly fold an omelette? Still, I'll not give up yet. Forgive me, Nina. I don't mean to poke fun at your misfortunes, especially when I'm not even certain I can succeed at the art myself. Perhaps I should attempt it before I speak any further. Yes, you can laugh at all you want once you prove you can actually do it. As you wish, one perfect fold right away. Seems that every time I hope to focus, memories of your past failures come flooding into my mind. Ah, you broke it. There goes your right to tease me, Your Highness. Indeed, and your laughter at my expense is, alas, well earned. Present troubles aside, Nina, it's rather incredible how quickly your skills have developed. There's not a shard of eggshell anywhere to be seen, nor has our food been cast to the ground in frustration. Soon enough, the plight of your initial endeavor shall be a distant memory. No doubt, because I have a marvelous assistant observing my every move. How long does he plan to look after me, I wonder? What was that, Nina? Oh, nothing important. Now then, for the finishing touch. A portrait of you, my prince, drawn entirely in sauce. Of course, they make omurice. Wouldn't be Japan if there wasn't at least one mention of omurice in the entire game. Elaine and Almami? Ah, Elaine. You're up early. Indeed I am, but I must ask, what is it you're doing out here? Preparing breakfast, of course. I thought to welcome back the evening's patrol with a hearty meal fit for even the most wary of Bestrels. You must care deeply for your brethren if you're willing to put in such effort for them. I do. Even the diverse bloodlines of Pastorius are all but branches of one large family tree. But enough about that. Perhaps you'd like to try a bowl. Oh, a food, you mean? Sorry. I hope you enjoy. It's my own personal recipe, honed and heightened through years of steady refinement. Looks wonderful, Ramona. And what is it exactly? A humble fish stew, comprising thick cuts of salmon and a soup made from the freshest milk in our region. Just about every family does it their own special way. This particular technique is mine alone. And what a delicious stew it is, rich in flavor yet gentle on the palate as well. I'm glad it's to your liking. Is everything alright, Ramona? As I'm sure you know, Elaine, Pastorius has historically had limited relations with the other lands of Fevet. For better or worse, the majority of Bestrels are wholly indifferent to the outside world. We would much rather focus on our own affairs rather than concern ourselves and those of others. But I've begun to realize something, traveling the lands as we have of late. Just as the manifold Bestral bloodlines strive to help one another, so too should the disparate nations of Fevet. I very much agree. As for this future you struggle so valiantly to achieve, do you picture Bestrels to be a part of it? Of course. I do. Although we've much to still learn of each other's customs and cultures. I'm confident that conversations such as these will engender a world where all races can live in harmony. What a pure, noble soul you are. I'm grateful to know the ideologies of tomorrow rest firmly in your hands today. And I pray for your success in making the future you believe an eventual reality. I've no doubt we shall do so together, Ramona. Now come, eat your stew before the frigid air steals all its warmth. Oh, God, I feel kind of like a little headachy. So I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. I just feel like the lights and shit, I'm like, I feel a bit dank. Playing in Unity. Yet again, we've met with success in battle, and it's entirely thanks to you, Unity. You're very welcome. But, I don't know, it feels like maybe you're complimenting me too much. Trying to get some Elaine. I'm not certain to see the problem with that. I guess it's just getting my hopes up is all. What do you mean? It makes me think you might even want to live here in Bastorius with me, after the war. That's not possible, Unity. Not for the man who's going to be king, I know. Indeed, reclaiming my kingdom is the very reason I embarked on this journey to begin with. Maybe I could come with you then. Though I wouldn't really be able to help as much if we're not braving the tundra together. It's true that your aid has proven invaluable through the endless northern winters with Yuki. But I would gladly let you lead me by the hand no matter where we are in all of the world. I can imagine no warmth more comforting than that. For in truth, I've grown rather fond of the way you pull me around. Heyo. Not only that, but I wish to do the same for you in my home of Cornea. Once we've claimed it as our own once more. Would you be open to that? Nothing would make me happier. And I've always wanted to see where you're from too, so no matter what happens, I'll be right here at your side through every second. Just promise you're really gonna do it. I mean, show me around Cornea, I mean, you know. Sorry. I promise you. Can't wait. Show me that. Show me those Cornea bad chambers. I knew something was wrong when I stopped reporting back. I messed up, Gamal. Bad. Well, don't worry. That's why I'm here to take over for you. What about your own responsibilities? What about them? None of that stuff is gonna matter if you end up getting yourself caught, you know? Guess not, yeah. Oh, and thanks again for doing this for me. Have you seen Gamal anywhere? Right here, boss. How far are the wounded? They're nice and safe at a nearby fort. Took a lot of work getting them there, but I think they're all just gonna be just fine. Got a word for you from Travis too. He says the Nora is running out of supplies, and fast at that. And we need simply await their retreat. Better that than to risk our already wary soldiers in further battle. I should be off to alert Travis of the plan as well. Just keep doing your thing from here. I'll let him know what's what. It's very much appreciated. What a nice guy. Sorry about that earlier, Elaine. Must have caused some real problems for Gamal back there. What do you mean? Well, I got hurt pretty bad while I was out on my scouting mission. So I hid in an abandoned house, waited for the whole thing to blow over. At least the Gamal showed up and took over for me. Wait, what did he tell you? What didn't he tell you? I hear you did Travis quite the favor, Gamal. Found out about that, did you? What do you expect? The guy could barely move a muscle. Only fair I went in his place. Guess I should have told you before I did, though, huh? But instead I took things into my own damn hands. Go on, then. I'll stomach whatever punishment you want to dish out. That's not why I've come here. In fact, I wish to commend you for your sound judgment. Had you delayed for even a moment, my order to halt our advance would have come too late, magnifying our fatigue even further. Oh, look who's gone all soft on me. I won't deny that I have. Yet this incident only proves what I already believed to be true. You're a fine member of this army, and a trustworthy friend. Yeah, whatever. I'm too cool to acknowledge compliments. You rebelled against the Nora in hopes of rescuing the king's daughter, and in doing so lost your memories as well as your body. As far as I can remember, yes. I expect I'm the only human in all Favorites to have ever experienced such a thing. Yet here you stand, undeterred in your ambition to help those in need, both within Bastoria's borders and beyond them. I have to imagine you've always borne this clarity of purpose, even as a human. Purpose, huh? I'm not sure that had anything to do with it. Deserting Zenora was a spur-of-the-moment decision, urged by a passing emotion and nothing more. And once I had remembered what happened, I knew who I really was. Once I knew who I really was, I kept it from the very people I'd come to think of as family. So don't talk to me about purpose, Elaine. The only constant in my life is betrayal and deception. Even should that be the case, I'm certain you made the right decision. Few others would do what you did for the daughter of a king you were meant to slay. It was a staggering feat of bravery, and I'll not let you convince yourself otherwise. There was something else I remember just as you said that. As my consciousness faded, after I had turned it on Zenora, I thought my end had finally come. Yet in that moment, it wasn't fear of death that gripped my heart, it was pride. Thank you for that Thank you for the reminder of that, Elaine. You're right, you know, maybe everything really has turned out for the best. I'm sure it has, Martin. What a nice guy. Nice. But then we can do these and a bit there. Then I need to do a whole lot of others too. Whereas was it? I hear you've quite a breadth of knowledge regarding flowers and their many varieties. I do, yes. Before she passed, my mother taught me everything she knew about the blossoms she loved so dearly. Forgive my indelicacy in the matter, though in truth, I bear a similar memory of my sorry, there's a period there. My nursemaid spent many of her days tending to our palace's flower garden. She was also the one responsible for training me to become Tyrannos. From dawn until dusk, she would instruct me in all manner of prayers and rituals, never allowing me to leave the castle walls. All the while, Rosaline could wander the forest as she pleased without so much as a reprimand. In an act of clandestine defiance, I began to cultivate a garden of my own in the basement. Away from the sun, but how? Mushrooms, of course. Did you know they continue to grow, even absent of the sun's light? Graced as I was by Ervelda's blessing, the room soon filled with fungi of nigh every shape and color. They grew so tall I feared they may burst through the ceiling. The roots covered the floor like soft, earthy carpet, while brilliant spores danced through the air, much the same way the fairies do. God, that would be so bad for your lungs. It brought to mind scenes from the greatest fictions I had ever read. Sounds closer to a horror story to me. Yet nothing lasts forever. One day, my nursemaid discovered the garden I had worked so hard to keep from her. But instead of scolding me, she went about burning the entire grove to ash. Oh, that's kind of harsh. That's even worse than scolding you. It was the most terrible sight I had ever witnessed. Can't say altogether I blame her. I altogether blame her. I was heartbroken, as you might expect. And while it may have been a little more than an attempt to calm my tears, she granted me a small corner of her garden to do with as I pleased. Thus I decided to grow an herb, the lively mint plant. Mint, but left unchecked. It consumes everything in its path, yes, and in the end, it choked the very life from my nursemaid's beloved flowers. How could you do such a thing? There's nothing quite like a bit of horticulture, huh? Just a fucking little psycho. Sorry you had to hear all that. The truth is, I'm the one who told our nursemaid about the mushrooms. But maybe it's best if we keep that from Elton then, yeah? What a terrifying tale. This is a cute little psycho. Gotcha. Cadocian Scarlet. You hear that, Lord Cadocia? The Abbey must be holding services. I recognize those hymns anyway. As would I, yes. During my rule of Paestum, my citizens would often flock to church in order to raise their voices in dutiful song. Yet the guiltless echoes of their chants felt more akin to a curse in my ear. Despite the atrocities they inflicted upon my family, they sought one of their own amidst the Father's embrace. Still, I knew salvation was far beyond them, no matter how fervently they reached towards the heavens. Just as it was for me, the thought alone mocked me day in and day out. Now, to hear those hymns, it's hymns, right? Yeah. Freed as I am from my mournful past, it feels though fate itself mocks me as well. Come then, let's head back to camp. You bummer. Cadocia? I refused to avert my gaze any longer. For years I chained myself to a city which had wronged me, but to a tragedy the pain of which I struggled to overcome, until you and the prince arrived to open my eyes to the truth. Yet, it's only now I realize, casting aside my fate shall ever deny me the progress I so desperately seek. Thus I pray. Pray that none shall ever have to suffer the wretched sorrow I have. Then let me join you. I have some words I'd like to offer the Father myself, both for you and for your son. You have my thanks, Lady Scarlet. Fucking Chad Angel. That guy is enormous. Never skipped wing day. You really do worry too much, Lord Jerome. Perhaps so, but I simply had to return after receiving those letters from our people, even if even for a moment. That's why you came back? Maybe my fears are all for nothing. Oh. How fares the city, Jerome? Quite well, in large parts thanks to you and the Knights of the Sacred Heart, of course. You've managed to restore semblance of normalcy to these lands rather quickly, I'm thankful to say. It's a fine thing to hear, though, know how deeply you care for your citizens. Once Corn is at last restored, I hope to rule my kingdom in much the same way. Speaking of which, my prince, shouldn't you be off saving the world rather than wasting precious days here in our modest province? That's alright. We've more than enough time to spare. In fact, Prince Elaine was considerate enough to arrange a brief visit after hearing of the missives I received. So that really is why you're here. I didn't want to bring this up and risk wounding your pride, Lord Jerome. But all this time I had thought you'd been relieved of your duties with the liberation. You what? I assure you, Jerome here is one of the most tireless hands we could ever ask for. At times, we've even been known to present us with a pie or two in a way of growing closer to his fellow soldiers. Must you mention that, my prince? That sounds just like him, yes. Couldn't tell you how many of his incredible baked goods I've enjoyed myself. Or how many he's provided for this city. I even saw him giving some souvenirs from your travels to a couple of local kids just now. That's quite enough, thank you. It's a pleasure we have someone like you amidst our ranks, Jerome. Together we shall defeat Tenora and safeguard your home, the home you hold so dear. As it was my intention when I agreed to join you. Let us see it through to the very end, my prince. Well then, it appears we should be going now. I'd much prefer not to halt our army's advance any further than already. A moment, Lord Jerome. I just wanted to say, I'm glad you decided to come back to us. And so is everyone else too. But even in your absence, we've been getting word of all the great deeds you and Deliberation have accomplished. So keep that fire burning strong and win the peace this world deserves. I shall strive to do just that. I only pray my presence doesn't hinder the progress. Oh, and one more thing. Try not to bother the prince too much, will you? After all, who knows when he might decide to oust you for real. Oh, yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. I'm sure you'll be just fine. Be well, my lord. Thank you, Lottie. Now I believe it's time I take my leave. Baka. Wait, another one. I do hope they turned out alright. They turned out right. I thought I smelled something good. Did you make these pies yourself, Sir Jerome? I did, and planned to bring them over to camp for the others. Yet now I find myself racked with doubt at the pivotal moment. What use does an army have for mere confections? Plenty, I'd say. You wouldn't know it, but a lot of our friends have quite the sweet tooth. Good news, everyone. Sir Jerome has... I beg of you. In silence. In truth, I have more than one matter which concerns me. Oh? In order to safeguard my people, I pledged my lands and my life to Zenora's cause. If the rest of your army has no qualms in eating food made by one such as I. Go on. Well, it would display a lack of utter foresight on their part. Who knows what vile trick I could be plotting? Sounds like you're overthinking this. Sounds to me like you're overthinking this. I might know. But if you're really that worried about it, you could always just eat one in front of them. That way, they'll see you're not up to anything nefarious. Yes. How do I go about it? Imagine your stoic new recruit ambles in offering homemade pies, then continues to devour one himself without another word. And swearing they're not poisoned will only make matters worse. You have a point there, really. I think it all comes down to finding the right moment. An afternoon break would be your safest bet, of course. Everyone's always clamoring for a good dessert, and their noses would lead them straight to you. And I shall do just that. In truth, it's been quite a while since I've spoken through my concerns like this. Usually I let them consume me whole. Yet I was fortunate indeed to have encountered you when I did. Thank you, though. Glad to help. In fact, I'll go let everyone know about those pies right now. They'll be happy to hear you poured your heart into a little gesture for them. I would rather you didn't, actually. I think the embarrassment would kill me where I stand. What'd you feel about settling in Cornea Radio after this war ends? I mean, again, you find a way to catch me off guard. That wasn't my intent. It was merely that our prior conversation gave me a fair amount to consider, and I've concluded that I wish for my kingdom to be governed in much the same way the Liberation is. In my time as commander, I've come to encounter a great many people of various races and walks of life. Yet, at the start of each day, we put our differences behind us and labor to reach a common goal. Such is the future I hope to build for Cornea as well, and I want you to be part of that. Really. I'm not sure Joseph would agree with you there. It's not his decision to make. Yet, even if it were, he has long since confessed his trust in you. The only words to speak of you now are those of praise for excellent work you do in our name. You're too kind, Prince. I know you're only doing this to make me feel better. And in the past, I would have hated you for taking pity on me. But now, I'm happy to hear you say it. Turns out all this time I've spent with you, and your little army has changed who I am. For the better, in my view. Whenever I'm with you, Ridiel, I feel a certain ease deep within my heart, my breast. Dude, Elaine has been rizzing like everyone in this army. So it pleases me to know the Liberation is able to provide the same comfort for you. I've never heard that one before. And I'll consider your offer. I wouldn't want that kindness of yours to go unanswered now, would I? How would I? Funny. We're broke as fuck. Wait, that's honors. Oh yeah, that's even less. I thought, yep, we have even less gold than honors. You got a problem, old man? Ah, Sir Gobel, I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. I mean, our last battle, you kept standing back instead of rushing the enemy. Is that a horse of yours just for show or what? You'd be up in the front with me, not sitting around while everyone else does all the work. Perhaps, but I thought it would be prudent to formulate a strategy first and charge in with reckless abandon. Well, I guess you got a point there. That doesn't change the fact you're too damn careful. You got some speed too. Real shame we never see you use it. I suppose I do err on the side of caution, yes. And as you stated, that does occasionally cause me to miss opportunities to strike. Now you're getting it. You and me will be clawing at Zenora's throat before they know what hit him. However, there is no danger greater than a careless offensive, such as the heedless aggression you showed in the most recent battle. I guess I might have gotten a little carried away, yeah. And yet, this could be an ideal moment to address both our shortcomings. When the flames of war next lap at our feet, I shall stand beside you leading the charge. Now you're talking, and don't worry, I won't move a muscle till you give the word. That's what partners do, right? Oh, look at them being buddies. Got a problem, old man? Like, okay, dude. You wanna fucking fight? Be chill. Okay, we're caught up. I think I'm gonna just do one of the farming missions. Get some gold maybe. Or I think actually I'm just gonna go forward with this story for now. I do want to do more, because I want to do ideally all of the things, but at least I've done all the Elaine ones, which means I could essentially do this now, and I'm kind of like I should do that, but at the same time, so here's the thing, right? For those that haven't seen this yet, I imagine those watching on YouTube have seen this, unless you're just watching this episode for the first time, in which case, I guess you'll see it now. So for this mission, I have to go here. I have to choose one of my allies to make a covenant with. And it's pretty much like the romance choice, more or less. Because you give them the Ring of the Maiden, and that kind of, implies what it does. So I haven't really decided on, and you have to have like max affinity with them to do it, which means even the ones without dialogue. But honestly, the ones without dialogue I'm less keen on. I'm more interested in characters that actually have had their character a little bit more explained. And I think there's a lot of cool characters, so having to choose one kind of sucks. But Yeah, that's something I need to do at some point. So yeah. Let me check if there's anything in the church that I could get. I mean, act again. This does give the base PP plus 1, which is pretty sick, and does give initiative as well. I could get... Oh, I have exactly 20. Okay. I could take that. This is kind of whatever. These are honestly pretty nice to get as well. There's 2 in stock, so I could take 1 now. Oh wait, but this is the Carnelian. I thought this was the Ruby one. Okay, so this is definitely not worth getting anymore. These are okay. Not really that exciting. These are always really good. But, yeah. I think I'll just take the white cat ears. And then I might use it on someone else, we'll see. Yeah, the ability to act again plus 1, that's pretty solid. I think it basically allows you to sort of double cast, or, you know, like... I don't know if it works with charging. If you charge, I don't know if it... oh, it's after an ally uses an active skill, so that would be after you get... oh, it's also an ally, not the user. It doesn't say other than the user, though, so that could be also for anyone. For now, let's do some more Minkwai stuff, I guess. I'll do one more mission, and then I'll do some more side stuff, as I've been doing. I did collect all the treasures, right? I did. Ooh. So let's talk to the goat that gives us... Oh, I don't have any, right. I need to buy some more biscuits. Alright, let's do the Holy March. And this is the city. And it should be the last one of Albion. The only thing I don't know if having the ring of the thing matters here or not. That's kind of the reason why I was a little like, do I want to do that thing now? Oh, yes. Or do I want to do that later? I think I'm actually going to do a little bit of farming then. Because I kind of want to just finish that, and then I don't know how... I still don't know how I want to tackle this fucking thing. Of the ring. I might just choose a character and say fuck it. I mean, that's probably what's going to end up happening anyway, right? So... I think if I just go... this team here should do pretty well, I think. Just double check. This team does pretty well here. Let's just fucking send it. And who else? Guess this team is fine too. Vladimir. What rain is involved? I think I could just choose even just Unifeed might be good. Wow. So this team could use some levels, so let's go with it. Wait, shouldn't I have hit 2 enemies? Ice Coffin is a 2-hit, I'm pretty sure. Apple? Oh, it's a row of enemies, but why did it only hit one enemy then? That's weird. Maybe deep. No, I don't think he did anything to prevent that. That's weird. Anyway. I like the sound of that. 50. Oh wait, is that him then? 59. That's better, right? Oh, we're getting ranged assisted. That's why. Wait, how can they hit us here? We're in the woods. I guess it doesn't matter. So maybe we're not. Oh, it's probably just the owl dying, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. That's better. I thought they couldn't hit us like this. I should don't like that meteor slash thing. God bless. You guys can see us? But there's something with the sort of the range thing that I don't fully understand. So 80 damage. What if I like put maybe here at the front? 31. That's a bit better. I think the problem was that homie was dying. Let's try to put even just like the owl. 24. That's a bit better. But now they don't see us. Like the sight, wait, the way sight works in this game is a little confusing too. Oh wow, she's dead. Well, so much for that. He dead. Yeah, you can totally hit that. Okay, that's what if I set this state up to just crush this. Don't like that fire there, but that's okay. Yeah, see, I figured they were gonna attack. Oh yeah, okay, that's that's 2 ranged assists. That's kind of spicy. 76 damage. Who is? Hopefully it's just like spread out 76 and not 76 we're dead kind of 76. Yeah, I forgot about rail level. Right? Why shoot the fire? Nice. Reflect. I use life fade here on these teams. Don't remember which one lost a unit, but be able to fix the pain. I think I can probably just do it on... I think the other team is probably alright. Wait. What do you guys have? Do you have like a better heal? Heal 2? Hey, yo, let's go. That plays, guys. The healers I don't care, the other ones I care about. This kind of stinks too. Oh wait, is that? Oh, that could be her dad actually. But because of the double assist. What if I put you on the front? 105, that's worse. Oh, I guess because you have the guaranteed... But you have the guaranteed quit, but it's not guaranteed hit. 59. That could still mean that we lose at least one unit here. So what if I do healing front? That's still 59. That should be no one dead if I understand this correctly. Doesn't seem to change too much. This is worse. Let's just take the 59 here. Unless I can maybe... I wonder if this... 63, okay. That doesn't help. I was wondering if maybe if I did the... Because she can evade... she can evade a hit, right? Before any attack, so... Because of the Thief's Mantle. Evasion isn't that exciting, and the Hero's Medallion probably doesn't have to be on her. I could probably put it on someone else instead. Anyway, let's see that 59. Hopefully we don't suffer too much with it. I think it's just going to be the spread damage. Yeah, it should be. Oh, Travis and Chloe max level, let's go. Let's just keep going. This team... There you go, that's better. I want this team to gain more experience, that's why I'm using this team instead. I mean, I could just put them at the tower afterwards. I'm really not impressed by the Meteor Slider. Like, it's good for when, I guess, maybe it's only good versus like scouts or something, or like enemies that dodge one attack and not one hit. Thanks. Nice. I'm also thinking, like, will his other attack make any difference then? Like, because I guess Impale won't do anything either. Keen Edge won't do anything either. It's just like a crit maybe. So maybe Meteor Slash is fine. Magic Unfurl. One thing I don't know here is I don't know if the conference of magic is then to allies that are actually, so there is actually a case to this, right? Which is because Meteor Slash is a 20% hit. It's a 20 physical potency. The Magic Unfurl does very little, whereas Magic Unfurl versus versus an armored enemy when a physical potency is 100 is arguably better. So I'm thinking it's probably going to do more damage because 50 to 20% is just 10, right? It's like it's barely any damage. Whereas 50 to 100 is 50. So maybe I just do the regular Keen Edge then, because I have that. The crit rate's good and all, but like this, the crit rate here is like fucking really high anyway, so I could either just go with the Impale. It's unlikely that I'll kill anything with the Impale though. So I think I'm just gonna actually switch this to let's say with Impale, I guess. Since this is kind of the same conditions as those, I think I just remove this condition and remove this, right? And then you just aim for the lowest physical defense, and then the lowest, probably the lowest HP percent, or the lowest HP. That also has the lowest physical defense. Yeah, that works. Then we're just gonna kill these guys. Alright, but then we're not gonna have any mana, right? Or any stamina rather. I guess that's fine. Let's just fight this team. Fight this team. And this team can just whoops. Oh wait, okay, so never mind, you don't even have to actually do that. That's perfect. So let's just fight that there. This team can just do that, yes. Perfect. I'm gonna be farming this, I'm probably gonna be like switching out the oh, look at those reports. I'm probably gonna be switching out the something. Like, or rather, not switching out. I'm probably gonna be skipping the fights if I'm gonna go the farm route. Let's just fight these guys. Fellas. It's good to know which teams work and why they work less. Oh. You missed. I didn't go for the... I guess because I do have the priority on the back row. That's fine though. That's all. 69, I missed. That. Yeah, doesn't like Elaine have the... I put him on that like Giga Sword, right? Yep, I did. Whole Unicorn Blade. Alright. I'll just let that other team do the thing. I'm just gonna put in... Alright, I can't deploy. I was like, I just want to deploy something. The wrong place for deployment. Hey, that's better. Wait, what? Oh. I guess that team has stamina, so just fight with this, I suppose. The haste and heal is definitely a really good thing in general. Ooh. I have like not that one, but We do have heal. Let's heal this team. In case. $18 damage? I can live with that. Magic damage is pretty good. How much money does that give me? 2k, that's really not a lot. At least I get some money from the exploration as well. That's nice. And we got a free report out of that. Imagine. Wow. Mind sparing me a couple feathers? Who's there? Show yourself or face my divine fury. Fury? Fury! Not my fury. Forgive me, I didn't really realize a brazen angel like you could be so... We get frightened so easily. It's you, the heretic responsible for nigh countless innocent deaths. You haven't answered my question. Will you be giving me the feathers or not? I have nothing to give a heartless demon like you. I don't much appreciate your tone of voice. But you're correct. I've done terrible things in the name of a greater good. To save my people from a plague, your church would do nothing to stop. Yes, well, there's little point in arguing this now. What's done is done. The truth I know all too well. Tell me, what do you plan to do with the feathers of an angel? According to my studies, they can serve to enhance the efficacy of a tonic to attitude. Any tonic to attitude. So I thought to do just that for the cure I created. Though I have to admit, I'm rather skeptical. How dare you? We angels are messengers of heaven, not some medicinal herb to be harvested as we please. I know that, yet the plague still lingers in our lands, and there's no telling if the current cure will stay effective in subsequent outbreaks. If that's how you feel, then I'll leave you be. I won't make the same mistake again. And I promise I won't make the same mistake again. We'll see about that. By the way, I did think to help when your town was consumed, but there was nothing a mere angel such as I could do. You what? And I can tell you truly want to save as many people as possible. So go on, you may have one feather, this evening only. Just make sure it doesn't hurt, will you? Aye. Very well, I promise to make this as painless as I can. Ah. In a flood. Okay, so I just need a level 1 with a bunch of people, so I'm just gonna go whoop. The 130 is enough for level 1. So not missing any level 3s for now. We get new characters that we might then, but level 1s with you are all done. Eleanor, Max, Wrangler 9. No one else. Oh, wait. No, never mind, that's just Melisandre. So who else? Anyone else here that can do more than one? Lex, anyone else for you? Eleanor, anyone else for you? Billion? Rosalind? Menelagos? Did I read that correct? Rosalind, Menelagos. And Vladimir, okay. Let's do... Rosalind. Oh, wait, you have something with Yana, okay. Just Yana? I guess so, okay. And, just the two of them then, alright. So I feel like I should do a different one for them. Do they have anyone that they both want to be like, to have another dialogue with? I guess Raylanor? I guess we can do the elf gang again and just do the ones that we didn't do. Raylanor, Dina. Do you have anyone else? Alien. Just do Dina here. And Dina has off, Rof, Robin, Rim. Do you have any level 1s missing? Just with Omerus, okay. Let's also talk to Fran. Anyone else? Seems to be that. So Fran, who are you missing? Hilda? Yeah, the sisters together is good as well. Celeste. Celeste. Bell. Mandarin. Mandarin, you want to talk to Rolf still? I thought I already unlocked the one between Mandrill and Rolf. Rolf is pretty early. Where is he? Mandrill, do you have anyone else that you care about? Tatiana? Right. Let's do the ones that are unlocked before I do the farm. And for the farming missions, I'm gonna do them quickly. Oh, Brendan. Oh, where could it be? I'm certain I had it with me last night, meaning I must have dropped it this morning. Or that it was stolen from me. Hey, you okay over there? Leave me be. I was in a bad enough mood already without a foul bandit asking after my well-being. Let me guess, you got something swiped off you? Because if so, keeping an ex-thief around is probably the best bet at swiping it back. And why would you help me? We barely know each other. You must have an ulterior motive, but what is it? Healing? Or maybe some sort of medicine? Enough with the damn questions. Seemed you needed a hand with something, so here I am. Now, come on, where are you looking to get back? One of the only 6 possessions I have to remember Largest Lane by. You mind telling me what it looks like? Well, you know. I was a fool to ever have asked you for help. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Searching's always quicker when you've got an extra pair of eyes. Still can't believe we found it under your pillow, though. Laugh at me one more time. I'll personally make sure you never laugh again. Real scary. Anyway, better get out of here. Don't go losing it again, yeah. All of that and you didn't even ask for a reward. I would expect from an ex-bandit. Almost like he's a person, after all. Huh. Elder thinking keeping that wyvern around. You never know when beasts like that might go for your throat. I'm certain they chained it up some outside of battle. There would be simply no controlling it otherwise. You're wrong. This beast is akin to my own family. He would never attack anyone without a good reason. Though I'm not sure how we'll feel about you spreading baseless rumors. Let's test it, shall we? Apologies, ma'am. Please don't hurt us. Take it you saw that? Can't believe you stood up to those soldiers, Oda. I hear them repeating the same cruel things about my griffin sometimes, but never have the courage to say anything. Maybe I'm the cruel one for not defending her. Still, it's hardly surprising people fear them, especially after seeing how ferocious enemy mounts can be. That could never excuse the hurtful manner in which the rest of this army treats our own companions. Hey, I've been thinking actually. Maybe there's a way we can help everyone overcome those fears. Oh, go on then. Well, what if we gave them a chance to meet our wyverns and griffins up close, outside of battle, I mean? They could go on walks together, feed them treats. It'd be fun. At least I think it would. And that's not a bad idea at all. Supplant their dreadful memories with positive ones. Can't wait to see what those 3 from earlier have to say once we force them into it. You mean you're really willing to help? I'll start planning right away, and you'll be joining the festivities yourself, right? Of course, Fran. Wouldn't miss it for the world. I thought there was going to be some more sass in there, but no. That's just plain and simple. I've never experienced such sweltering heat in all my life. It is pretty rough out here, yeah. We better start heading back to the oasis. I understand this may be a rude question, Dina, but aren't you troubled by all that warm fur? Even if I was, what exactly am I supposed to do about it? Don't you dare say I should cut it. It'd be like me telling you to scratch your own skin off. I didn't mean to cause offense. It's fine, really. I think the sun is just making me more irritable than usual. And you're not wrong either. It's tough living with a thick coat of fur like this outside of Pistorius. Reminds me of an old friend, actually. Guy loved to travel and eventually ended up down here in the desert. But by the time he came home, his fur was short as anything. Apparently, that summer coat is what kept him nice and cool through all this heat. And there's your answer, yes? Go on, shed. Just shed. Fucking do it. Just do it on command. Adjusting to a new environment like that takes months, not days. Would you mind not standing so damn close? That armor of yours is hot enough to grill a steak on. She's not wearing much, to be fair. My apologies. What about you? Ever thought about cutting that hair of yours? As though I could possibly do such a thing. I've let it grow for many moons in order to best resemble Terrizalin. And it shall take far more than a little perspiration to break my conviction. Guess I'm not the only stubborn one around here, huh? Maybe it's more loyalty in your case. Either way, the only thing we can do now is deal with it together. Lovely birds. Sorry, you say something? Oh, just admiring the pheasants. They look absolutely delectable. Don't tell me you forgot to eat breakfast again. Not today, no. It's just fowl's one of my favorite. I don't know if it's foal or fowl. I assume it's. I've always said it like fowl. I'm going to guess it's fowl. One of my favorite foods. But back home, anything with wings is considered sacred in a way. Makes sense given our fondness for griffins. Well, that means it's forbidden to even hunt birds, let alone eat them. Guess there's no ignoring tradition, huh? Good news. We're nowhere near your home, so how about I go and shoot a few of them down for us? You would really do that? Badly. Me and Gavel owe you a lot for dragging us out of the dirt. Besides, now my mind's set on pheasant stew for dinner. Oh, perfect. Just let me get close first so I can catch the other ones you hit. Celeste? I'm ready when you are. You out of your damn mind? That's where I'm aiming. I'll be fine. I have a lot of practice dodging arrows, you know. Let's just hope I hit the right bird then. Oh no, she's gonna be an infantry unit after that one. What's up, Lev? We're doing a whole lot of story yapping at the moment, so just a heads up. There's still a lot to go. I haven't seen that one there. Really like one of those sneaky mountain passes. Enemy game, and then somewhere here. School, fire divine shards. Ant was that little rock, I guess. This land is incredible, isn't it? So many flowers, so much green. Must be quite a change from the barren red expanses you're used to. It is. I come from a particularly arid region of Drakenhold, where plant life doesn't even dare to grow. So the only flowers I ever encountered were the ones that I imported for my medicines. Does that mean that this is your first time seeing them in bloom? Well, yes. The truth is, I've never actually left Drakenhold before joining the Liberation. And now that I have, it's quite moving. It's quite a moving sight. I understand exactly what you mean. But to be frank, it only reminds me how foolish I was for turning my beloved garden into a place of war. Sorry? I'd like you to have these, Prim. They're flower seeds from the shores of Albion. As long as you give them proper care and attention, they'll grow anywhere, even in the most unforgiving of soils. But I don't expect you'll have the chance to plant them until the war is over. Oh, thank you, Rumors. My entire life I've dreamt of seeing my home covered in fields of beautiful flowers. And once it finally is, maybe then people will stop wanting to harm our lands with all this endless conflict. That's an admirable thought. I'll do whatever I can to help it make a reality, Prim. Like nothing more. Yep. Fish. This rejuvenation magic of yours is really something, Yana. Though I always thought your older appearance had a certain allure to it myself. Still, are you sure it was the right decision? You lost almost every ounce of your strength in the process after all. What need is there for strength when you have this slew of brilliant apprentices? It was they who stood by me as I performed the rejuvenation, actually. You may not be aware, but the more powerful a magic, the more time and effort it demands. But in the days it took to forge my body anew, my apprentices never left my side, even for a second. Had I died in that moment, Rosaline, I would have left this world without a single regret to my name. Seems to have quite the connection with them. That spell of yours almost sounds as wondrous a miracle as of life itself. I wish I could have been there to witness it. It's a good thing you weren't, really. Every eye would have been on you instead of me. I have to wonder, Yana. Do you have a thing for being washed? Do you think you could live as long as an elf if you kept performing rejuvenation rituals? Hard to say, though I can already feel my magic starting to slip away from me. By the time I'm actually old again, I expect I won't be a witch at all anymore. Oh wow, so she actually even lost her... So I thought she only lost her magic while she was young. Not that she, like, spent it all. Well, I hope I can still visit you when that day comes. Not for any sort of powerful sorcery, but just to spend time reminiscing with a dear friend. I like that very much, Rosalind. My apprentices and I will welcome you to our village whenever you wish. Interesting. I thought it was just like, yes, she sort of reverted her powers because she's now young again, basically. As opposed to, like, she fucking sacrificed all her magic permanently. And it's now even still continues to, like, slip away from her. It's a lot more tragic than the game made it seem like. Wait, that was amazing. Sorry, what are you talking about exactly? Our last battle, of course. The jabs of your spear, your rusted locks flowing in the wind. Your cute little eyes as you deliver the final strike. Oh my god, you have a weird fetish. You're a true knight in every sense of the word, and the spitting image of the great hero I used to read about in storybooks. Oh, that's quite the comparison, thank you. Yet I'm no hero, just a simple soldier looking to keep his people safe. And what does she mean by cute little eyes, I wonder? In truth, there could be no greater honor than riding to battle beside one as gallant as you. The ideal picture of chivalry, charging forth with blessed spear in hand. Please, Celeste, that's quite enough, I'd say. It's nowhere close. I'll continue to sing your praises from the first light of dawn until the radiant moon is nestled in the sky embrace. How am I meant to respond to such a fearless flattery? I beg of you, no more. Please! Oh, perhaps I let my emotions get the better of me. But he truly does look like the hero from my book. The valiant adventures of the Red Squirrel Knight. A fierce rodent warrior marching to battle astride a faithful canine steed. I can only imagine nothing more wonderful. Oh, he got like squirrel zoned. That's tragic. Here's that Nora really had their fangs in you, Eleanor. I'd honestly expect better from the person who put me through hell as to all those years in training. I would not disagree. Were my life not dedicated to Rosalind, I would have surely taken myself by now. Not even willing to fight back, are you? If it's blood you're after, you can simply cut me down and be done with it. No, that's not why I'm here. I want to know why you don't stand up for yourself. Everyone knows what happened to you was Anora's fault, not your own. Yet you weigh yourself down with all this talk of redemption and forgiveness. It infuriates me to no end. Does it now? That's quite the change from the days you used to spend cursing my name. It seems you're kinder at heart than you tend to let on. I just don't want you to watch you keep tightening that noose around your neck. You've suffered enough already, haven't you? Or are you truly that ready to die for the sake of your duty? I am, in fact, and I always have been. My every action, every breath, all of it is for her. So worry over me if you will, but I assure you I'm no different now than the day we met. And prove it. Show Rosalind how deep your devotion runs, not in death but in life. I suppose I'll try. I suppose. I have to remember, was Ithilien the one that that Eltalin ran away with? Or not ran away with, but like would meet at night? Or was that... That might have been a different one. She used to meet one of the elves at night, and it seemed like they had a bit of a thing when they were young. It wasn't Lynn or Lagos, I don't think. It would have... No, it wasn't Ithilien either, actually. It would have been like... I'm not sure who it was, actually. I'll have to, like... Or maybe it was. I can check the story later. Eleanor and Calm. Where are you, my lady, and how many times must I warn it not pester Prince Elaine? Are you out here, Terrace? Your tea is growing colder by the minute. Oh, what if she's been hurt or abducted by bandits? Ah, Lady Eleanor, are you searching for your liege as well? Indeed I am. Sorry you have to see me in such a state. Please, you didn't worry yourself over it. It would seem we're both held captive to the whims of our superiors. Last time Rosalind ran off like this, she was beset by a brigand most fierce. Naturally, her own ferocity far surpassed his, and she dispatched the men with relative ease. It was only later, when peace fell upon the region, that we learned he was in fact the leader of a local bandit ring. Welcome surprise, I'm certain. Interestingly enough, my lady once did something rather similar herself. I had only taken my eyes from her for mere moments, yet she found enough time to eradicate an entire camp of thieves. Though of course I can't say whether it was a sense of justice or simply attracted to their leader, which first drew her interest. I understand the feeling. And excitable though they may be, both of our masters clearly bear immense skill and wisdom. With some luck indeed to be able to search such fine women. Now then, I should be really getting back to my search. As should I, though I suspect neither of them have any need of our help. Nice work today, Ithilien. Never cease to impress me. Thank you, Terrace. Before we head back, would you mind if I have a word? Oh, I'm not used to getting requests from you, of all people. What is it then? A matter of the heart? Don't be absurd. Too bad. Well, go on. Oh, okay. So maybe Morthaland is actually not keen on us. Do you remember the stories you used to tell me when I was still just a boy? The tales of your travels beyond our city walls. How could I forget? I always pretended not to pay attention, but it was obvious you were hanging on to my every word. Didn't think you had noticed. But the way your ears twitched with enthusiasm, it was impossible not to. It's like a heart attack. I'm sorry, go on. The truth of the matter is, those stories were an inspiration. I often dreamt of the day I would leave the city myself, as your loyal guardian. And now you've made that dream a reality, Terrace. I couldn't be more grateful for that. You needn't thank me, Ithilien. It was only through your own effort that such feats were possible. In fact, I should be thanking you for providing me a peace of mind that few others can. Your words honor me. Speaking of stories, I was actually planning to share a few with the local children after we got back to town. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. Me, Terrace? I would be glad to, though I can't say I'll make for the best storyteller. Just have confidence and I'm sure they'll love it. Now come, we shouldn't keep them waiting. But of course. need to check who it was that had the rapport with. As you can check it here. I don't. Wait, oh, maybe it wasn't. No, it was actually. Let me just check real quick. Oh yeah, okay. So it is him. Okay. Yep. So yeah, so it's her, and it seems like they might have had a thing when they were young, from that message, but maybe not. But she was also giga weird with fucking main character, so a word Mandarin. But again, you know, you could also like more than one person. That's fine too. What do you need? I hear rumors you spent much of your life consorting with the bandit Gamel. That's the truth, yep. Yet I can tell you have a kind heart from the time we spent fighting together. I suppose I just don't understand. Why aid him in his cruelty rather than convince him to amend his ways? I tried at first, but there was no changing his mind, not with what he was doing it for. So I did the only thing I could. Stood at his side in hopes of one day understanding the pain he was going through. Nobody else made that choice for me. I did. Knew it was no way to live, but I was always ready to face the consequences. After all, there's nothing lower than a damn thief. Mandarin. No buts. I was a fool, and I know it. I've got no excuse for not pushing Gamel harder, for not trying to find another way, even if it meant him turning on me. At least now we can make good on those wrongs together. Whatever it takes, so long as he doesn't have to suffer alone. You really do all that for a mere friend? I mean, listen. Growing up, I had nothing, and took all sorts of abuse from the other kids. But Gamel always stood up for me, had my back when no one else would. So yeah, I'll be returning that favor for the rest of my life. You're a better friend than a bastard like him deserves. Appreciate you saying so. That's a nice way to take someone talking shit about your friend, but very good. What are you doing out here? Do you know you should be back inside where it's warm? Things were different when I was a kid, you know. The story was the country of Bestros and no one else. Sorry? But every so often we get a human merchant coming in from the rest of the Feathers to sell their wares. For us kids, it was the most exciting thing you could ever imagine. I suppose all children love the same things, no matter where they come from. One day I bumped into one of them, all by himself. Nice guy with a huge smile. He even gave me a necklace, as long as I agreed to tell my friends about his store. So I did just that, showed it off to anyone I could find, always repeating exactly what he told me. If anyone else wanted one for themselves, all they had to do was stop by his ship after sundown. Of course, I didn't realize this at the time. Oh boy. That was the last I'd ever see of them. What? Sometimes I think no matter what fights us Bestros get into, there are some lines we just won't cross. Abducting kids, for example. But humans, they'll do whatever it takes to indulge their own greed. Terrifying beyond belief. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Tina. Some might say I'm naive for thinking so, but I still have faith in the light of humanity. I wouldn't be much of a cleric if I believed otherwise. But at times I felt the same fear myself, come face to face with the darkness in our hearts. Sorry, I didn't mean to drag down the mood. I can tell you're one of the good ones, same with Elaine, the rest of the gang. Yeah, it might take some time, but I'm trying to move on, promise. Yikes. Alright. No matter how long it's been, I will never get used to that accursed tent. Is that you, friend? Oh, humorous. Are you having trouble sleeping as well? No, actually, I was enjoying quite a relaxing rest until I heard someone rustling outside of camp. Oh, I'm sorry for waking. Not a problem, but if you need some help falling asleep, I may have just a thing. What beautiful incense. Are you sure you're willing to give it away so easily? I would do that and more if it meant helping you get a good night's sleep. And more, you say. Go on and try it, please. Thank you, young nurse. Good morning, friend. How did you sleep? Wonderfully, thanks to you. The incense works great. Maybe too great, actually. I had the entire tent nodding off within minutes, even those who wanted to stay awake. Turns out Miriam wasn't too happy about being denied her reading time. Apologies, it seems I've only added you to your worries. Oh, not at all, I appreciate it. Humorous, even if Miriam might not. Miriam can get fucked. Been wondering, Eleanor. Is there a reason you always stay kind of light on the armor? You fucking said it, dude. Let's go, Lux. There is. The Fae who grant us their blessings despise apparel made of iron and steel, so we dress ourselves in as little of it as possible. There's the explanation for the armor, dude. We found it. I'm gonna screenshot that one to show to it. Of course, the Fae. But doesn't that mean you get hurt more easily? If the enemy is able to hit us, yes. But fencers such as I prefer to evade attacks rather than guard them. Watch this. As I mentioned before, the Fae can bestow upon us the protection of the wind. Oh. In battles between fellow elves, arrows are the greatest threat to our safety. Yes, the wind's protection allows us to nullify their strength and close great distances even in the blink of an eye. What? Hey! Even still, this manner of combat poses quite a substantial problem. One which became all too apparent when Zenora's armor-clad forces overran our nations. Try as we could, none of our usual tactics were able to surmount their defenses. Our pride was our downfall, and as was the keen adaptability of humans, such as yourselves. You would do well to make use of such a valuable trait. Huh, didn't realize there was that much to it. And here, I could have sworn they just liked how it looked. No, that's you, Lex. You like how it looks. Don't blame him. Ran, what seems to be the matter? Well, today was my turn to handle the laundry. But a few minutes ago, a sudden wind blew all the clean clothes straight into the dirt. I only just finished gathering everything back up now. And even if I were to wash it all again, our clothes would never be dry by the time we set off from camp. That's some afternoon, yeah. You might have an idea that can help you, though. Once you've rewashed everything, try asking one of our sorcerers to conjure up a fire. We can then have our griffins fan the heat across the clothes and they'll be dry before you know it. I'm not sure my luck can handle fire today. Honestly, we'd more likely to torch the entire garrison. And let's just fan everything instead. Me, you, and our griffins. That should still get it all nice and dry before sundown. The others might come lend a hand if they see how hard we're working out here. You'd really do that for me? Of course, I would. I've been hoping the four of us could become friends someday, anyway. So let's get to work. Griffin gals. Okay, now we farm again. Do some more, and then we farm again to do some more, and then we do that a few more times. I will take... I think I'm gonna yoink some units to put in these towns, so I can actually get their gold from them as well. Let's take... I haven't found a feather staff yet. I'm going to assume I'm going to get one soon. So I'm just gonna take, like... I guess I'll take... Just take a sergeant, I guess. I'm just gonna go for all-rounders here, because... Can't be bothered. Rudolph. Hector. There you go. Right, can do probably it. This. Right. Dirt. Right. Since I'm just farming here, I'm gonna run these kind of quickly. And to avoid, probably don't need to watch the battles because I'm pretty sure I know how most of them play out, except for maybe these dragon ones. I need to maybe take these. This is Eltal. Okay, so that's the healing one. Don't really care about that. What about like ranged assist, less damage? Perfect. Travis can do Travis things. And yeah, Glasses can get some experience as well. I just do this. Take these guys. Oh, right there. Okay. Take these guys here. Glasses can go here. Oh. 90 damage is not ideal. I'll say that. 98 also not so great. Okay. Is it just that we're taking the range damage, or is it something else? 88. 90. I don't think she dies here. I mean, actually she might. Oh, there's 2 ranged assists. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I guess we'll see how it goes. Yep. Well, I guess we're fine. You have to be a little careful because there will be pretty much shit flying our direction there. I do need to kill that one pretty quickly. Back up with that team just a little bit. 90 damage. Why is that? Probably the archer, right? 101, that's worse, right? Oh, it's probably also you taking... Yep, that's a lot better. 50 damage should be none of us dead. Can we say immunity? Oh, wait, were you blind? You must have been. He didn't. Bastard's Cross there was not that necessary. Oh. I mean, I guess he was fine. Just want to remove this team from the range of this, so that we don't just eat it. Where is my... Have any heals on this team? Not. Merciful ring. You're gonna go inside the thing. 52. That means Dina's dead. Let's not lose Dina. I don't want to lose you either, though. I did not mean to press that. Fuck. Nice. Fine. Bonk. We clear that, so now we can go. That's too far. So just go manually. Right, I forgot I need to watch the. I was curious to see how the battles went, but I don't really need to watch them anymore. Okay. I should be using thunder as well. Last. Seen it so slow. Should make things a bit faster. $96. There you go. That's much better. How did you take 22? Oh, right. Wait, how did you take 22 damage? There was nothing that actually could attack you there. Weird. Do that one first to get the money. I don't think we get any. I think we do get something for it, but like not a lot, right? We just get. I think at the end of the fight we get something for it. Definitely knockdown damage. Okay. Why is that? There you go. All right. Now we can do another few stories things. We also get some money from the station guards. Just gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right. I guess they're gonna bond over the fact that they both like cooking, right? Alright, so those two. That doesn't care about anyone. Aya doesn't care about anyone. Word. No, Aubin has at least a few people that he cares about, right? Aubin, Jeremy. Yeah. Dina? Oh, everything's scratching. So that was Aubin. I think that was everyone for Aubin, right? In terms of level 1s. Because I'm doing level 1s now, and then I'll do the level 3s afterwards. Rolf has Dina as well. For everyone, let's talk to Dina. What the fuck? Maybe I just look at Dina then. Or was that the last one? Of course, that was the last one. That was it for him as well. Okay, Bruno. Aaron. Surprised Sharon can't interact with any of the other angels. Where is Melisandre? Anna, Virginia, Queen, Miss Magellan. Yeah. That's it. Okay. No, Morden also had a few people that they wanted to talk to, but right now none of these people really care about it. But I guess I might as well add someone here, right? So who's like a level 2 that I can work with here? I guess you and I also get level 2 experience. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. Bruno. Ren? Okay, let's put Ren here. Wait, Bruno wasn't even in this. Oh my god, dude. I thought Bruno was in this in this dinner. Ren, do you have any level 1s that you need? No. Alright, so we've done that. Now Morden, I think we have seen you need to do Jeremy, Little Lagos. Elf. Here. Who else? Oh, you actually are best buds with Kitra too. I guess I can see if Kitra is missing out. Amalia, nice. Chad. Is it Molly? Oh, Molly actually cares about Chloe too. I hadn't seen that. So I guess I can put Chloe here then. I didn't see that she actually wanted to interact with Amalia. Alright. So that, I think that was everyone for Morden, right? Yes. Izzy, you're not like actually, you're just a higher person. One here really cares. Del and Melisandre. Fran. And then Ramona. So then, Ramona, who do you have? Monica, nice.
どうぞお召し上がりください。皆さん、良い味付けですね。これおすすめですよ。みんなで食べると美味しいよね。
Yeah, did we check Selby? Yep. Fairness. Gitra. Gitra. Gitra? Virginia. Gilbert? Yeah. Gilbert's gonna be like, yeah, down here. Promise Leia. Guess we can just do Leia, so she gets to level 2 with her. And I think he also likes to then do that as well. Nice. Okay, that's everyone there. Amalia, nice. We're getting kicked by Amalia, I guess. Pretty much the only person Amalia is missing. Right, Rosalind, I guess you have everyone, right? Well, to level 1 anyway. Ren, I think is also fine. Ren. Huh. Last turn. Melisandre.
どうぞお召し上がりください。いただきましょう。美味しいですね。これも美味しいですよ。うまかった。またやらせてもらうよ。
I was on. It wasn't you, but I feel like I skipped. No, I didn't. So I guess I'm just in a round still. Alright, no one else. Magalan? Magalan building. I missed something at the top there? Nope. In that case... I have no one else either. Nope. Put this under Tron. Psycho Angel. That seems to be it for her. Jeremy. Okay, well, I mean, I guess in this case I'm just gonna put Lisa here to get the extra with the bandits and stuff.
食事は大事だからな。
また食べてえな。
Gary Gilbert. Someone else? Tatiana. Hilda. I guess because they both care about the plague, right? So that would be their point of connection. Who else? He really doesn't care about anyone other than Elaine. Like in terms of like 2 hearts or 3 hearts. It's literally just Elaine. Okay. I guess I'll just put Prim here so that I get the sisters one unlocked. Or closer to unlocking anyway.
どうぞお召し上がりください。戦いに備えて食事に満足したな。では行こうか。
Checking. Lagos, William. Vladimir. Galadimir. I'll move that all of them as well. So I remember looking at him and he's like, he just does not give a fuck. Yeah, Monica and Clive, we've already done that as well. So you did have something with Vladimir. I didn't see that. Oh, there you go. I guess I missed it. Oh, brother. Right. mean, I think it probably doesn't hurt to have Elton here, right? Just for the level 3s on characters.
どうぞお召し上がりください。
これはうまそうだ。いい味してんじゃねえか。
こちら食べられましたか？
世の中うまいものがたくさんあるな。
また。
Yeah. More yapping. I mean, I enjoy it, like, personally. But I understand how maybe not everyone is asking on that. You there, I hear you're a hunter before the war. I'll have you know I despise your kind. The way you treat animals like they exist for your savage sport and nothing more. It's not how all of us feel. I myself respect the sacrifice of every life that sustains my own. And why be a hunter at all? My father was one. Because this was the only way I knew how to right his wrongs. What do you mean? My father was exactly the cruel, ungracious sportsman of which you spoke. He hunted for fun, not out of necessity, held no regard for the countless lives he stole. I often swore I would be nothing like him. Yet every time I ate an animal he had slain, I felt complicit in his loathsome ways. So I became a hunter myself, that I might amend them instead. To give thanks to the natural world for all it provides us, rather than destroy its bounties for our own damned pleasure. Sounds like you're just as resentful as I am, then. Friends? Sorry for assuming otherwise. I've had plenty of bad experiences with your type in my day. It would seem all of Fabrice is plagued by ruthless men like my father. Maybe so, but it's got nothing to do with you, so don't go punishing yourself for someone else's sin, like what I was doing with you. I won't, and thank you for hearing my story, Dina. Oh, so she didn't even, like, know his name. He knew hers. Oops. Hey, you. Hey, you. Is it only me, Galadmir? Or is there something oddly calming about these frozen lands? I'm certain it's only you. Standing still for even a moment will see us buried to our waists in snow, while battle consumes twice as much energy. Twice the energy as it does elsewhere. Ah, I see now. That was meant to be a joke, in hopes of alleviating the unfamiliarity between us. To be frank, I hadn't thought you the jesting type. Didn't realize I was quite the unsociable. I was quite that unsociable. And I'll have you know, it was no joke. In that case, then the harsh cold must be clouding your judgment. Come, we should get you somewhere warm before this too grows worse. That's not it either. It's just this place reminds me of the subterranean city I'm from. Dark, cold, yet beautiful in equal measure. I feel at home here, almost though I could lie down for a nice rest. Yes, and that will be the last rest you ever took. It's clear to me now that the frigid climes have dulled your wits. Here, I'll drag you back to Terrasland myself if I must. It's a strange sensation. It is a strange sensation, I'll see that. But if anything, I'd guess the only ailment afflicting me is a severe case of homesickness. But I'll definitely take an elf carrying me home, you know what I'm saying? On again, Ramona. Have you heard the rumors, Ramona? They say a local witch is selling handcrafted love potions in that town over there. Oh, I hadn't realized you take interest in such frivolous topics. It's not the effect which draws my gaze. If anything, I fear that this potion conceals a tonic with more wicked purpose than we're led to believe. I suppose it's possible, yes. Perhaps we should take a moment to investigate, I'd very much appreciate that. Or that it was just alcohol. All in all, it seems to be a little more than cheap liquor distilled with a few harmless ingredients. As such, it elicits a sense of elation and peace with the world. Oh, so a bit more distilled than that. It does not, however, produce feelings of love for another. It's merely the alcohol making people believe it does. I suppose in a sense, love is its own intoxication of sorts, predicated upon a blind faith in someone else beyond yourself. Should the potion truly yield such fierce emotions, perhaps it's not as deceitful as I first thought. Do you speak from experience, Monica? I've known the allure of love on 1 or 2 occasions, yes. Though I can't say it ever came from a drink in my case. And what if the potion did as it claimed? Would you have used it? Never. A vow of love spoken through unsober words would always ring hollow compared to one from the heart. Perhaps so. Genuine affection must come from a place of mutual understanding, not heightened moods and garish tinctures. Well said, Ramona. And stop him from giving the owl hooters, though. No, Ak, you're actually quite handsome. If only you didn't hide it behind robes and hoods all the time. I'll thank you to not stare, please. My looks have always been a complicated matter, in truth. How so? Well, I'm happy to say I share much of the appearance with my late mother. Of course he does. But that only makes it obvious I'm her son, meaning every failure is a blemish upon her name. Sometimes I wonder if a wretch like me even deserves her visage. Why not put a little more effort then? At least you could honor her memory in the process. No, a failure with pretty face is still but a failure. I learned that shame at the many ceremonies I've attended honoring my brother's achievements. Every time people would ask me what I was capable of, what great feats I could perform. But I never had an answer. Even now, I've done nothing of note with my life. How cruel. A precious gem doesn't become so on its own. It needs to be polished and cared for, not smashed into 1,000 pieces. Just believe in yourself, Hawk. Believe that all your magic and your research will one day be worth it. Once you can do that, you'll come to like the way you look, too, I'm sure. Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt to try. That's more like it. As for my part, I can't wait to see the new and improved you. She's got that riz too. She's been like risen the boys in the gang pretty well. Need some training in Kitra? Can't pretend I'm surprised. To swing that hammer better than I could. Better than almost anyone could, really. And once you get going with it, only a fool would even think about standing in your way. Not to interrupt you, Baroness, but you're sounding an awful lot like my aunt right now. Your what? You know, like my mom's sister. I ended up living with her for a while after my parents died. They always used to tell me I should learn how to ride, you know. This hammer was the only thing I ever had eyes for. And whenever I started having second thoughts, my aunt was there. I don't know, I switched it back to the American pronunciation. I don't know. My aunt was there to insist I made the right choice. It's kind of like me, a bit rough around the edges, you know? Never turned down a chance to help me train either. Sounds like she and I would get along. Just hope she's okay out there. I'm sure she is, and I bet she'd be thrilled to know you're getting even better with that hammer of yours. What do you say we have ourselves a little one-on-one to see what we can do? I like that very much, Baroness. That's this spirit. Come on, I'll have you stronger before you know it. I interest you in some flowers, fair knight. Or fresh vegetables picked just this morning. Appreciate the offers, I truly do, but what are you doing still in town, Adele? Our mother's worried sick about you. Sorry, our mother? Ugh, I should have known not to let you run it off alone. You have to get home at once. He's jealous. Melisandre? What's the meaning of this? You needed help, didn't you? And you seem far too flustered to resolve the situation on your own. I suppose that's fair. Still, why make us out to be siblings? I think it quite obvious our hair color is almost identical. None would even raise an eyebrow at that suggestion. Yet, judging by your mannerisms, I imagine you don't have any real sisters of your own. Was it that obvious? You're right, though I can't quite act the part if I've never actually experienced it. I wonder if this is what it's really like having a sister. Ugh, how could you even imagine it after such a sickly display? What? I didn't think of it that offensive. No, she's creeped out by him. Step bro, help. Not often I go picking a fight. I wasn't paid to start, but I got something to say to you, Jeremy. It was really pitiful watching you beg for your life while all your men lay dead around you. Get where you're trying to survive, but that doesn't mean you gotta like it. I gotta like. So what, just because my men are gone, I should have asked to go with them? Sorry, it wasn't gonna happen. Besides, the boss knew damn well what he was getting when he took me on. What if it's your own family lying there? Would you still have acted like they were nothing to you? Of course I would. There's no point being all righteous and honorable if you're just gonna put you in the ground. So yeah, I leave him, just like anyone else. That's how it goes when you've watched a good man take his damn morals to the grave. Nobody gains from that kind of sacrifice, not the person doing it, and not the people he's doing it for. So keep looking at me like the scum of the earth if you want. This is the only kind of life I know how to live. And if you don't like it, try telling the boss to put us in different units for once. And I say, it does make me wonder, what would I do if Magdalene or Lisa went and got themselves killed? And who was that good man he was talking about anyway? Dun dun dun. Oh there, Wyvern Knight. I see the fate of Ompalast still concerns you deeply. Ah, Tatiana, was it? That's correct, and I have something for you. What is this? The cure that Lord Ghislaine and I labored so tirelessly to complete. My men back in Cornia finished producing it only recently. Now, as you may know, the plague which torments this town is almost identical to the one which laid waste to my own. Thus, I'm rather confident our remedy will work here as well. Do you really mean that? Forgive me the outburst. I'm merely thankful is all. If only we'd had someone of your skill here sooner. Perhaps these people wouldn't have suffered the way they did. I doubt that very much. Our cure only came about through a great deal of sacrifice. A great deal of pain as deceased friends and loved ones were experimented on in the name of science. None can be spared the suffering of disease. Even still, Tatiana, I've done horrible things over the years. Yes, but only because you had to. 6 years ago, refugees from the war came to live in my town and brought this cursed plague along with them. In truth, we weren't even aware it existed until many of our residents grew sick and eventually succumbed. Much of my own family among them. Before long, we learned the source lay here, in a rampant outbreak ravaging the region. Chaos had seized Ompalast by the throat, and had the deadly disease itself. Their lord had fled, their citizens rioted, and though I was but a mercenary at the time, I took upon myself to restore order to these lands by any means necessary. A feat which earns you a place in Zanara's rank. Not as a soldier, but as a keeper of Ompalast. One who would ensure the plague spread no further. That's correct. It was then that I imposed a strict quarantine on the town, and ended the lives of those suffering most. And I did it with my own damn hands. You did what you felt was right, to combat an ailment which seemed unstoppable. If none had dirtied their spear as you did, countless more would have fallen victim. All the same, your work here is not yet finished. The quarantine must end, still. It must end until this pestilence is no more. But rest assured, I'll instruct the local clerics on how to go about producing the cure themselves. You have my thanks, Tatiana, for your kindness, your wisdom, and for the renewed hope you brought to Ompalast. Yeah, figured he would have to do with that. Sweltering heat. I've never experienced such a sensation in all my years. A good girl. You must have really needed that. What are you doing out here, friend? Oh, just letting my griffin take a little dust bath. It's the easiest way to keep her feathers clean while we're out on the march. But I think she got a bit too excited about seeing all this sand in one place. You hear that, girl? We're heading back to camp. Bye. A dust bath. Woo! What is this primal instinct coming over me? I like to take a dust bath as well. To feel the sand between my unclothed feathers without so much as a care in the world. Must, and yet. Oh, Ramona, you are no simple bird, but a dignified bestro. Yet when else will I have this? Perhaps I could indulge just this once. Ramona? His Highness would like to speak with you. Bran? It's not what it seems like, I assure you. Just look away while I put my garments back on, please. Oh, of course. Sorry, I didn't realize you'd be taking a dust bath yourself. I can't exactly blame you. My griffin loves them too. In any case, I'll let His Highness know you'll be there soon. What utter embarrassment. I'll have to remind myself never to visit this bewitching desert again. Ramona. You know, I always wanted my sister to be just like yours. Smart, proper, a good dancer. I won't let you take Prim from me, if that's what you're asking. Easy, easy. I'm just making small talk. Growing up, the only people Lisa had for role models were fools like me and Aubin. So it's no wonder she's just as rude and crass as us, maybe even more. Well, I can't even give her a compliment without her getting all spooked about it. I would bet she's simply too shy to let you know how happy it makes her. Hope so, yo. More than anything, though, I wish she'd have stayed as far away from this war as possible. I guess I got Aubin to blame for giving her the crossbow, and my own damn self for teaching her how to use it. That's how life goes in the desert. You don't have a weapon, you're as good as dead. Not that I regret showing her the ropes. It's just, I'll never forgive myself if she doesn't make it out of this alive. Have you considered telling her that? Sure have, though I'm betting she'll get all weird about it again when I do. How about you? You ever thought about telling Prim how you really feel? Better to do it now, you know, before it's too late, I mean. I don't recall ever asking for your advice, but I see your point, and I swear I'll protect Prim with my very life if I must. But like, fucking keep that opinion nice and for yourself, bud. Right. Follow me for something, Nina? Surprised you noticed. Want to know what you're doing out here all by yourself. Back in the day, me and my friends would come down to this shore every night, talk about what we were hoping to get out of life. Though thought I'd come by and relieve the memory. You must have cared a lot about these friends of yours. More than my own damn life. Always have and always will. Even if they weren't the same race as you. As me, I still can't bring myself to trust humans, not fully. All of us were born right here in this desert, you know? And the second we had the whole world treating us like thieves and lowlifes. Not to mention what it's actually like living here. You know, you see a lot of good people die way too young. When every day is a struggle just to keep on surviving, stuff like race never even crosses your mind. Now you got plenty of history, Data. Plenty of humans who did you wrong over the years. I won't go saying you need to trust me right away or anything. I don't more than earn it, I can promise you that. You already have. When you said you never think about race, I could really tell you meant that. Besides, I know what the eyes of a liar look like, and those aren't it. Guess I've got some work to do myself. We all do, Dina. That's what makes life worth living. Life worth living. And here I thought I was going to be thinking about old memories tonight, not making new ones. Wow, chicka wow wow. Molly, I didn't realize you were out here. Hmm? Oh, it's you. Gilbert, my name is Leia. Right, sure. So you need something? You gave me this sudden request, but I was wondering if you might honor me with a sparring session. A revenge match, is it? Fine by me. I hoped you would say that. Now let us commence. She's gonna get fucking her shit pushed again. Ugh. You held your own pretty well here, but it looks like I win again. Thank you for agreeing to this, Amal. You show me just how far I've yet to climb. Hey, I'm always happy to lock swords for a bit. If it makes you feel any better, that was like 9 days compared to our fight at the Coliseum. You've gotten good at keeping up the pressure. Didn't even waste the slightest movement. There's a real flow to it too, almost like a strong, steady river. Not to mention your aim. Every strike was heading straight for the gaps in my armor. It's a perfect strategy for someone your size, to topple a brute like me. Do you truly mean that? To be honest, hearing such words fills me with confidence. Especially after how easily you swatted me away when we first met. At that moment I swore to rededicate myself to my training. So I'd like to spar with you again sometime, if you wouldn't mind. Just say the word and I'm there. You have my thanks, Amalia. And with that I take my leave. Farewell for now. Yeah, better train hard if I don't end up being on the end of her sword. Easy does it. Amalia, where'd you get all that food? Didn't steal it from our stores if that's what you're worried about. Went and hunted it myself, actually. This should be enough to get me through the day. It's a day, but it must be half my body weight. I already told you, didn't I? One of my size eats as much as 5 men. It's only natural you got a body this big. When you got a body this big. Anyway, you mind cooking that up for me? Just go ahead and toss it all in one big pot. And don't worry about your fancy knife work or elaborate seasoning. Can be taken all night. Can be taking all night with this, you know? I'll just toss some salt on top once it's finished. As long as you're sure. Though it must be tough eating all this in one sitting. You got that right. I'd rather spend my time swinging my sword than shoving food down my throat. You really love fighting, huh? Yup. Oh, and I hope you don't think I'm just some ravenous glutton. I can be dignified too when the moment calls for it. And once I'm through getting this down, I'll gladly eat the dinner you made for the others too, with a fork and proper manners at that. Giga. Amalia. Oh, I think we're at least like a good way through these now. And then we have to do level 2s and 3s for the character to have them, but there's not that many that have it. Ah, nothing like a good drink to keep all the old spirits high. Pardon me, barkeep, but I'd like to sample a flagon. Wait, I'd like to sample a flagon of your finest meat, if you would. What's a king doing in a rundown little alehouse like this? How else shall I experience the life of a commoner in my charge? Not to mention, I've heard the fare here is quite palatable indeed. All of your march for deliberation, right? Yes? Then worry not. Your meals this eve shall come straight from the royal treasury. Now let us drink to a day well won, and a greater luck in the battles ahead. How am I supposed to relax now? One word in my head will be decorating the walls of Sodraga. Unless, maybe this is just a chance I've been waiting for. Listen, boss. Listen, boss. This is your first time here, yeah? How about I show you how it's done? Your name was Jeremy, was it? I will be much obliged, thank you. Alright, first things first. This kind of place is more about than just drinking, you gotta eat too. But not with a knife and fork, what do you think this is? One of your fancy feasts? My apologies, the barkeep was kind enough to provide utensils, so I assumed only proper that I make good use of them. Well, that's what you get for assuming. Slice that cheese any thinner and might as well not even exist. Ah, our drinks. Most common folk prefer to finish them in a full gulps as possible, yes? In that case, oh, Gilbert's gonna fucking die, dude. Pray for me, friends. I do this in the name of knowledge. Hey, slow down there, boss. You don't gotta... Ah, this tavern's every word as magnificent as I heard. Another round, barkeep. Guess the kid can drink more than I thought. But hey, I wanna take it easy, boss. You're looking... Unless you're looking like... looking forward to a pounding headache in the morning. A rightful king shall never fear the pains of tomorrow. Now come join me, Jeremy. Uh-oh. We got a long night ahead of us, boys. Picking up next to goat. Ah, was truly a finer evening than I can remember. Who could have guessed free drinks be this nerve-wracking? Maybe next time I'll just slip out the back when I see him coming in. I wonder if Jeremy was with the king. Or maybe someone else, actually. I'm not sure who Jeremy was close to. It's the person who died, according to the ideals, right? We need to we have to find out who that is still. And now, Jeremy? Not sure where to. Nearest tavern's hours away from here. Oh, I'm just taking care of a little business. You know how it is. Anyway, I'll see you around, yeah? Can you please quit following me? Not until you tell me why. You stink like a damn alehouse. I smell a lot different booze in my day, but whatever you got, that's one I don't recognize. You gotta be kidding me. Well, you planning on sharing or what? Just one drink and we can forget this ever happened. No point in trying to hide it now. Fine, follow me. I've been keeping this bottle stashed away in the church for years now. Stuff's real quality too, so don't go gulping it down like whatever swill you're used to. Here you go. That's some color you got on this. Can't wait to see how it tastes. Well, I'll be damned. This is incredible. It's got just the right balance of flavor and burn. It goes down as smooth as anything. I'm begging you. Just a little more. Hey, give me that back. You already got your end of the deal, bastard. Now that's a real drink. This can't be happening. Oh, he's fucked up. Nothing better than... Nothing better. He's in the mind than a nice strong brew. Come here, you old fool. Oh no, he polished the whole damn bottle. Rip. Sneaking out to get drunk, eh? Rowdy teenagers. And there's another one. Nobody told me the man of liberation would be so handsome. See, she's the Rizzler. He's nothing compared to Elaine, of course, but far more beauty than I expect from a simple mercenary. Lady Melisandre of Cornia, Cornia's steamed house Mallet. You've been watching me for some time now. To what do I owe the honor? Apologies, sir. Aramis, was it? You carry yourself quite unlike your peers, with more refinement, more elegance. It makes me wonder where you hail from. Is it a noble family? Or royalty, perhaps? By the heavens, no. I've simply learned common courtesy, such as to not offend the lords and ladies I serve. Though I admit, I've always had a fondness for the stage. If you think me well suited to, I'll gladly accept a compliment. Then would you be able to play the role of a bandit instead, or a barbarian, if asked? Of course. Should one of our tactics require such a ruse? Or should my employer will it? Strange. For a sellsword, you don't even seem very motivated by money. If anything, you're more like a heroic prince, one who hides his noble standing in order to fight for justice. You think too much of me, my lady. My heart beats for gold and nothing else. If you say so. Either way, I have a feeling we'll be spending plenty more time together. I'd love to hear more about your mercenary work, what battles you won, who taught you those manners. And I the same regarding the illustrious house Mallet. Farewell, my lady. It's a keener eye than I thought. I'm not used to being caught so unaware. I'll have to watch out for her moving forward. Dear lady, another song. Let's go. Get all that timber. Yo, is that at her house? Oh, it is. Let's go. You there, Amalia? Sorry, you there. Amalia, was it? Morton, here to pass me for mead money, I assume? Hey now, I enjoy a drink as much as the next man, but that's not what I'm here for. It's about that sword you've got. Mind if I take a closer look? Not at all. You got better taste than I realized. Keep a grip on that thing. Mind you, I'd rather not get cleaved in two today. Don't worry, the sword's practically part of my body. It's got a real aura to it. So that's a sussy way to look at it. Intimidating if I had to pick a word. But what makes me really curious is what it's made of. Looks to me like some kind of stone, not iron, but I've never felt stone like this. Think you're onto something there. The thing's been in my family for generations, don't even think it's from Feather. Wherever it's from, they must have had had quite some skill to cut and polish stone this hard. Anyway, we're done here or what? Just a few more minutes, please. I'll buy you all the rounds you could ever want once we're done. You sure about that? I drink as much as a small army, you know? Eh, we'll see if you have the stomach to back that up. What's stunning engraving? You're gonna get cursed. Listen, I know I did you a favor. I know you did a favor showing me your sword, but I didn't think you'd drain every last cask in the tavern. Hey, you're the one who offered. Now come on, I'm still thirsty. What have I gotten myself into? That's payback for stealing Jeremy's bottle. I have to say, Gilbert, it's good to see you actually know how to use that sword of yours. Most of the time you just stand back and let Leia or Herman do all your fighting for you. It's almost made me wonder if that blade at your waist is a mere decoration. But you proved otherwise in the last battle. It's a relief to hear. And I assure you, I never meant to conceal my prowess, neither from you nor anyone else. Oh? And what would you say we do a little sparring match? I would refuse, of course. Come now, it would be fun. Not to mention the scandal you might face in failing to meet a challenge from the Princess of Cornea. I suppose I've no choice then. I always knew you'd come around. You might act all composed and rational, but we both know you can't resist a proper contest. It would be endearing if it wasn't so predictable. I'm well aware of my failings, thank you. Though strangely enough, I only seem to succumb to them when I'm with you. Oh? Oh? Do you go on? We've spoken long enough already. If you wish to spar, let us do it now, before my next strategy meeting. Don't worry, I'll make sure this is over quick. Spare me the sobbing when you're soundly beaten. Also, we know who he's into, or rather, who he is into, and I guess she's also into him. Cute. Ramis and Gloucester. Great honor to walk at your side once more, my prince. Sir Aramis, that is. Please, Gloucester, I much prefer if you refrain from scowling every time you said my name. Forgive me, I intended no such thing. You always have been fairly easy to read. Though you doubtless have much on your mind after our sudden parting and subsequent reunion. By all means, say what you will. If you'll excuse my bluntness, you've changed, not only in name, but swordsmanship and methodology as well. The fates have thrust you through much these past few years, yet, to see it laid so bare before me, I can't help but to feel an immense sadness. It's nothing to lament, I assure you. At the time, claiming a new identity was the only path which promised my survival. And despite my struggles, I dare say I would make the decision time and time again if given the opportunity. But Prince Ludwig, what's done is done. Though I admit you've renounced your past quite admirably. It mustn't be easy awakening from a years-long spell to learn you've committed such grave sins. And yet, you don't hide from the truth, but face it head-on. Apply directly to the forehead. It's a trait I wish I possessed myself. Your words humble me, Sir Aramis. But I entreat you, don't keep the pain you feel entirely to yourself. You know well the inclination. Yet if I can't be your aid amidst times of sorrow, I have no right to stand at your side in days of peace. Thank you, Gloucester. I couldn't ask for a more earnest retainer. Very well. Your ear will be the first and only that I pull. Almost done. There's still a lot to go, but... A word, Vladimir? It's come to my attention that you've injured your left arm. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I assure you, you needn't hide it from me. I can tell you're nursing the wound even now. But I wonder, why have you chosen to not present it to a healer? can't let Terotolin find out about this. Knowing her would simply cause her to worry for my safety. But I can't claim I deserve such concern, especially after failing to protect her myself. So please, keep this secret from me. This is far from the first time I've been wounded, and it surely won't be the last. Now let's never speak another word of it. As you wish, and if it makes any difference, I understand your sentiment. I too merely watched as Anora ravaged our home and abducted our Tyrannos. Even my poor attempt at resistance ended in near surrender. You need never conceal your troubles from me, Galadriel. I shall gladly keep them between us, and see them remedied however possible. Thank you, Nalagos. I'll not hide from you any longer. Wonderful. Now come a bit of healing magic should set this right again in seconds. I just want to call him like Lin or Lagos because it's a long name. Lin, Lagos. That's like a fucking fort. That's syllables. Hey, what's the big idea? You got a problem with me? You can say it to my face. Is that you, Gamal? From where I stood, your physique resembled that of a fugitive who had long plagued this region. Would have pierced him clean through the heart too, assuming he can't dodge arrows like I can. I'm guessing you weren't planning to take him in alive. I wasn't, no. Not only is the man a prolific thief, but a murderer too, only one who takes great pleasure in his cruel deeds. From what I hear, he's often been seen marching to battle on behalf of Zenora as well. So if we ever face an enemy who brandishes his blade with utter glee, then we'll know it's him. Makes me sick to my stomach seeing what some people are capable of. At times I forget you were the same as him once. Tell me, did the guilt of your actions not weigh heavy on your heart? Sure it did. Then I remember who I was fighting for, and pushed those thoughts clean out of my mind. Can't say I'm much better than the guy who you're hunting, really. Crimes are crimes, even if they've got good reasons behind them. Indeed, I hope you know that yours will be punished in kind once this war is over. Fine by me. I don't know if I deserve palling around with all these liberation folks till then. But at least I know my sister will have some good people watching over her after I'm gone. Besides, Elaine's gonna be king before long. And I bet once he is, nobody will have to survive off thieving ever again. I pray you're right. Try to shoot him. Whoops. Athelian. Please, Lagos, embrace me any tighter and you'll squeeze the life out of me. Forgive me, I'm merely pleased to see that the little nuisance I once knew has grown into a fine young man. One who seemingly refuses to use anything but my full name rather than Lin. Ah, let's go, dude. Lin it is. Enough. I'm not a child anymore. Yes, I can see that. You stand a mighty warrior now. And having observed you in our most recent battle, I dare say your skill has with the blade has surpassed even my own. Sorry, surpasses even my own. Do you really mean that? But of course. You've come a long way from your days of mischief, waving twigs at any fairy who dared venture too close. Spare me the mockery, I beg you. In all seriousness, though, it seems you were right to have chosen the blade rather than the bow. It was either that or live in your shadow for the rest of my life. Now I can stand on my own, unmatched in my prowess with the sword. Even now I shudder to think the shame I would feel if Eltalin were to see you coming to my rescue. Yet you've grown more than strong enough to ease such fears. Only because I had you teaching me. All the same, I'm certain Rosalinda is proud to have a fencer of your caliber at her side. Lin. Lin's a good name. Where's this one? There. That's the good stuff. Can't say I care much for the lack of meat around here, but this fruit wine is really something else. Oh, it's rare indeed to meet a human can truly appreciate a fine drink. At least amidst our army, that is. Speaking of wine, oh, maybe he likes it too. I hear you elves make a damn good one with the help of this divine tree here. Revelda's nectar, yes, though I can't claim I've ever seen a bottle of it myself. The great spirits only bear fruit once every few millennia, and without any advance warning at that. As far as I'm aware, none who still live have actually witnessed the sight. Too bad. Well, yet you're still welcome to pray for a future harvest if you'd like. In the meantime, allow me to fetch newer for my personal stores. You may be no nectar, but a man of your refined palate shall surely enjoy it all the same. So we know that he's into booze as well, I guess. Cool. Hello there, Sir Morden. Have you come to gather mushrooms as well? What is that wonderful aroma? Evening, gentlemen. You want to join me for a little drink? Oh, she's gonna get fucking twisted. Let's go. Paris? Are you even listening to me, Morden? I'm not done talking to you. Who would have thought getting drunk with the ruler of the elves herself? I'd be getting drunk with the ruler of the elves herself. What is the meaning of this? Oh, I'm sorry for yelling. I just love mushrooms so much. There, I know you do. What have you done, Morden? Not a damn thing, I'll have you know. All I let her do was take a whiff of the bottle, and this is what happened. Girl never touched a single drop. Unfortunately, fumes are more than enough to intoxicate one of her slight stature. Quite dissimilar to a heavy drinker such as you. Don't be rude, Lagos. Forgive me, Terrace. Morden might have a big stomach, but he's got an even bigger heart. So you'd better not say anything bad about him or his weight. Actually, I said he was a heavy drinker, not... Another enchanting fragrance this time. Sorry, fragrance. This time coming from you. Did it just say something about fetching your... Hand it over, kid. I'll do no such thing. Give it here, Lagos. Spirits, have mercy. This game is goofy. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Oh, it's almost been 3 hours now. My voice is like my throat's sore. Or not sore, but like I'm feeling it. I feel it. I'm thinking I might call it here for today, and then continue maybe tomorrow. But what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, which is what I wanted to do today, but I kind of forgot about it, is because I wanted to stream, right? But I'm thinking I might do some off-stream farming just for the mission, so I can get the money to open up all the things, and then I'll just do all the things on stream, and then I'll continue with the story. I could do them off-stream, but I mean, I'm enjoying this. I'm figuring someone else, one of you out there, is probably also going to enjoy this. And if you don't enjoy it, you can just skip these chapters too. That's fine too. But or these episodes or streams or whatever. But yeah, that'll be it for now. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.